Whoa now, it's your boy, the Toothless Wonder, back with another video. This video was inspired by the Thinking Man's Templar, and he posed a great question. The average Negro, regardless of, social economic, are they becoming soulless? Or are they soulless? You know what I mean? The thought was provoked by, and I did see the story prior to him covering it, in which some woman had actually killed her boyfriend, whatever the particulars of that was, and she did it but then did it like she was from Chirac, she then made a song dissing him, and then she was going on these various podcasts, like he was an op, you know what I'm saying? It was just very, very distasteful, you know what I'm saying? But this same woman, I think she was at some type of, this is in the Bay Area, some type of opening for a beauty salon or something. And then she got left. You know what I mean? No idea if it was in, relation or retaliation of her killing her boyfriend or whatever the case may be. But it kind of goes back, and I'm kind of flowing in this vein of, has living in this culture, I wouldn't even say forced us, but created the perfect storm for us to become soulless, lack sheer, genuine humanity. You know what I mean? And then if I'm in the hood, the more degenerate I am, maybe if I'm playing the street game or whatever game that goes on in the hood, street hustling, scamming, whatever, the more degenerate, the more cold-hearted I am, the more successful I'll be. You know what I'm saying? I do get that to a degree. I don't know how you operate in wickedness or in evil with some semblance of morality, but then to some degree, the old gangsters used to do that. We're gonna do wrong, but let's do it the right way. Like, let's not sell drugs to pregnant women or kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna pop you if you with your family. You get a pass. Like those type of things. Now, like 2 Chainz said, guess we ain't playing by no rules and nothing is off limits. And it goes back into what I covered previously about Kamala Harris and how it revealed to me that they're voting for the idea of what she represents, not her herself. The idea of that whoredom can get me to the top. You know what I'm saying? The idea that I can do whatever I want and nobody can touch me. Or any wrong I do will never come back to bite me in the yams. You know what I'm saying? And I've done my fair share of dirt, much of which I'm greatly ashamed of. But there lies the key word, shame. Shame is actually a good thing. I actually was in treatment and argued that with a counselor. Like, if I do something and I feel shamed about it, it's probably because I shouldn't have done it. Which means, my moral compass hasn't completely eroded. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was at the treatment spot, and all this, fuck ass shit was going on. And then once I come to discover it and then know it to be true, I would see these people walking around like they the Don Dada. And I'm like, how do you do that? If I had done a fraction of what y'all did, my own conscience would beat me up so bad, it'd be hard for me to pick my face up out the pavement, let alone face anybody and look them in their eyeballs and shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. But I don't know if it's because of, and I think it's a multitude of things, as we continue to go, into more spiritual darkness, being that this is the epicenter of which darkness is exported. Kamala went to Africa, not to help them, but they'll help you. But you have to legalize, gay marriage. You know what I'm saying? We'll help build your country up, but make this legal. You know what I'm saying? Just exporting filth. And the words, the nation becoming drunk from the wine of fornicating with America. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying like Muslim, or well, they might not be Muslim. They might be from a Muslim country. Like they're on TikTok and they're doing things that typically they don't do because they've been influenced. Even though TikTok, I guess, is a Chinese company, it's popularized here. You see what I'm saying? The only thing America makes now is the wicked culture that it seeks to spread to other places. Like I said in another video, I saw a video of a German woman saying like the American woman is like the worst version of woman on earth. That's why like people or men of resources are just not just the women, but how the culture opposed their foolishness and how they went through maybe child support or divorce court and got the raw end of the stick. And they're going to Eastern Europe or they're going to South America or Asia, anywhere, to just get a more feminine version of a woman. But they're so lacking of just general decorum. Like it's so bad to the point that, like I've seen in my personal life, you know how like you do something you ain't supposed to do, like you do your due diligence, like to cover it up or to make sure nobody know. You know what I'm saying? Now it's getting to the point where, and I've seen it like, I've seen black women with dudes, right? They say, got dude, my dude this, my dude that. But then they'll cheat with some old random dude. You know what I'm saying? And not even try to hide it. Like they'll go to the same eatery in the same time with the dude, knowing somebody gonna see him, and then hollering about. Then when they get out, then they hollering about, oh, somebody told on me. Like they're so, what's the word I'm looking for? They're so self-absorbed, or almost like a mafia boss who feels like they're totally insulated from any kind of blowback, that they're not even taking the diligence to even cover up their crimes. We live in a nation where women are fighting, and this is another reason they're throwing their support for Kamala, to murder their own children. But when it came time for the jab, they didn't say my body, my choice. You gotta figure, if any woman is, for what, outside of rape, is willing to abort her own child for her own convenience, imagine what she'll do to you. But it's so commonplace. The average black woman you've dealt with has already had at least one, if not multiple abortions. And it's not because of, you know, like, oh, I can't take care of it, or, oh, I think it's best, whatever they come up with. It's so they can continue in the same behavior that led to them getting pregnant in the first place. This shit is motherfucking. That's why I say it's almost like I'm living in some type of alternate reality. You know what I mean? And there's nothing new under the sun. I used to read in the scripture, like in the Old Testament, they were talking about like when Israel would like conform or worship idol gods, and they would sacrifice their kids to Moloch, whatever deity that was, and you know what I'm saying? I'm like, who would do that? What would convince some? Like, even if I was a woman, of course I'm not. I'm just thinking hypotheticals now. Like, what would convince me that it'd be a good idea to kill my own child? But here we are in Babylon again, and they feel good about it. That's the thing. It's not like, oh, damn, they duped me. Man, I feel, damn, Joe, they got me. Make sure that don't happen again. They actually, like, feel good about this shit, yo. Hence, like they say, actually more black babies are aborted than are actually born, especially if they're male. But then, at the same token, on the flip side of the coin, we'll beg the oppressor not to kill us. Or they'll be, you know, about the Sandra Massey thing, right? But we kill each other and feel good about it. That's why sometimes, bro, I've done everything in my power to disassociate myself from black people as a whole, yo. Cause none of this shit make no motherfucking sense. And I don't want nobody to think I'm like them, or, you know what I'm saying? Like if I hang out, like, okay, like if I hang out with a bunch of, you know, like, zesty dudes, right? Now I'm not zesty, but why is you with them then? There's something going on, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got something in common, you feel me? And a lot of times, like, I'll start moving a certain way, But it might take months before I discover why I started moving a certain way. I remember one time when I just stopped watching, like I didn't plan to do it. I just stopped watching TV. I just lost interest in it. I think the last time I was really watching TV like that was during like the Flavor of Love time and all that. And I just stopped, and then months it went past, like, yo, I don't even watch TV no more. Why? And then come discover through just, whatever means of how they use the TV to change your belief systems and get you to adopt whatever, and you know what I'm saying? But we'll say Black Lives. I said this before. Black Lives Matter, but Black lives don't matter to Black people. You know what I'm saying? It don't. Not in general. And this isn't just for the, like, let's say the hood type of Negro. I see this among those who, let's say, are less middle class and above in society. They've disassociated themselves with Black people as a group, not because of that, but because of finance and social status. Not because they're behaviorally any different. They do all the same stuff. They just look better doing it because of finance or whatever the case may be. Such as my time spent in Baltimore. Throughout my years in Baltimore, every last female mayor got indicted for doing some old wild stuff. You know what I'm saying? When I went to social service or various recovery places and dealt with the females there who had whatever education they had, they were no different than Bonquisha in the hood. They just Bonquisha with a degree and maybe a Gucci bag. But they was doing they were still smashing dudes in the hood. They were still trying to finesse. They were still doing all that. They were still unmarried. You know what I mean? They still taking hoe trips. They were doing all that. And I'm like, good God. And I'm like, yo, I know it's some, you know what I mean? Like, okay, that's all I see, but it's got to be. And I know it's got to be, but at the same time, I don't see a whole lot of it in my positive interaction. Like, okay, here's my thing. If you're not like them, like the Kendrick song, if you're not like us, I should be able to tell. It should be something different. I can't put my finger on it, but it should be something different. You know what I mean? I can't tell. Maybe that's, but it's not. And then you see a lot of times, like let's take the Will and Jada thing. When she essentially cheated on her husband, even though they probably freaky perverts anyway, but she cheated on her husband with her son's best friend, who was mentally disturbed at the time. August ain't been the same since. And I saw nothing on my feed but like Black women of various social ilks or whatever you want to call it, defending the woman. He did something. He probably cheated. Yeah, get that young meat, girl. You know why they defend? Because if they're not actually doing it, they want to do it. Or they at least want to have the right to do it, if they so choose to. That's why Black people is a motherfucking joke. And I tell them to their face. Like, I'm like the brake pads done went off. Like, especially when I'm around one of these so-say gangster niggas. Man, I bust out laughing. What gangster man you know at the end of his story ain't told and violate the very rules that portray himself to you as a gangster? They few and far between. 50 Cent still hates Supreme, but he quick to say, hey, but he was actually about what he said. He ain't there telling about it. Whether it's the Italians or these various people, the only people I know don't do that are like the outlaw biker gangs out west. But everybody else is perpetrating a motherfucking fraud, yo. I don't give a fuck nobody say that. And then on the flip side of it, when you're just authentically you, like you're secure with who you are, you ain't trying to impress people or you're not looking, you know what I'm saying? They're blown away by you. They like, ain't no way. He can just be a straight shooter. Ain't no way he just honest. He got to do something. Or there's got to be a chink in the armor somewhere. And then they'll despise you because you're nothing like their degenerate selves. This has to be a spiritual game, and it is imposing itself on us as Babylon falls. And then on the flip side of that coin, to some degree, you can't care. Because you can't really care. I mean, you can care, but you can't really help those that don't want to be helped. When you look at it from a behavior standpoint, man, we finished and we done. And I know prophetic, like only a small portion of us are supposed to make it through whatever transpires here when this place collapses. And I'm saying it. Like just the lack of code, the lack of, and I'm tempted to do this, but because of my code, I won't do it. So it really ain't no temptation. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never, like with homeboys, like nobody has ever accused me of trying to get what they want. Like certain stuff they can just sense on you. I've had females tell me like, well, I ain't trying because I just know you not like that, or I know you not with certain stuff. I'm like, yeah, you right. Good job. You know what I'm saying? But like I've heard so many stories of brothers in the street doing whatever. One of them get locked up. First thing his man do is go over his girl house and try to smash. Why would you? Unless there was some underlying jealousy or hatred there. That's why I really don't. I kind of question brothers who I see really clicked up or always with these people and that person and whoop de whoop de woo. You know what I'm saying? I really question that. I question their integrity or their character. Because if you really like, I ain't gonna say that, but I don't. It just don't feel right to the kid. Don't nothing about nothing in this Jimmy Mack don't feel right to the kid. Like I can't even work no real job because I ain't feeling it. If it ain't something where I can just, you know what I'm saying, do what my daily do and make it by cool, or something that I feel is purposeful, helpful, or fulfilling, I can't work in no regular work. I don't care how much they pay me. Well, I ain't gonna say that. But they would have to really like, you know what I'm saying, to where the money actually makes me want to get up and go there. But just go work for some warehouse for $20 an hour. Look, it seems, look, 15 minutes of work done passed by, but it seemed like I've been there 3 hours. Man, I'm finna leave. What you gonna do? I don't know. Like my man on the wall. What you finna do? I don't know, but I ain't gonna do that. And granted, I understand everybody ain't like me. Nor should they be. I'm just talking about where I'm at with it. I'm not doing it. I'm tired. I'm not being no cog in no motherfucking matrix. I refuse. I live, now of course it'd be comfortable. Uncomfortable rather. But I'd rather sleep in a tent and have my freedom people and go fuck with these motherfuckers. Then the workplace shit, you know what I'm saying? You got the workplace snitch and motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Undermining you and all that stupid ass shit. Then I'm ready to flip out on them or then when I wait till they outside on break, then I roll down on them with the smooth and stuff. Oh, what's up with that stuff, bro? You know what I'm saying? Then they play however, and then go tell supervisor, man, I ain't playing that game, man. I'm not. I don't got time. So now I'm extra mad you done told on me. But you try to play tough, dude. You know what I'm saying? Man, come on, bro. I think, this is gonna be terrible, yo. And if we're doing this now, granted, you know, things are, you know, whatever, financially, inflation, so on, right? But as time proceeds on, if black folk, and people in general, but I'm talking about black folk, if black folk are treating other black folk like this now, when it really get tough, where like there's no denying it, like you feel it every day, you see it, black people gonna turn into motherfucking cannibals. We damn near cannibals now. I, yo, people who go off to war, soldiers who go off to war and fight and that kind of controlled chaos, they're more remorseful of taking lives and having to get therapy when they come back than the average street nigger who do it. But you won't get jiggy on no white folk. You know what I'm saying? I'm gone, bro.